So guys, here we are again, counting down the weeks until Apple finally unveils the next generation iPhone 17 lineup. And honestly, I don't know about you, but this year feels a little different. The leaks are hotter, the changes feel more dramatic, and the sense of excitement surrounding the iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max models is unlike anything we've seen in years. Apple has been steadily refining the iPhone year after year, but based on everything that's leaked from supply chain insiders, display analysts, and even whispers buried in iOS 19 beta code, it looks like Apple is ready to unleash a wave of meaningful upgrades that touch on almost every single aspect of the iPhone experience, from design and performance to cameras, battery life, and even how artificial intelligence ties into your everyday tasks. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 12 biggest rumored upgrades and changes coming to the iPhone 17 Pro models, and trust me, some of these will blow your mind. So, let's dive straight in. A new material shift. Goodbye titanium, hello, aluminum. The first major change this year is a big surprise, and honestly, it's left a lot of people scratching their heads. For the past 2 years, starting with the iPhone 15 Pro, Apple leaned heavily into titanium as the premium material for its Pro lineup. Titanium was marketed as lighter, stronger, and more premium than stainless steel. Naturally, most of us assumed Apple was going to stick with titanium long-term, but according to multiple sources, the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max will actually return to aluminum, or aluminium depending where you're from. Now, why would Apple do this? Well, the rumor is that this isn't really a downgrade, but more of a strategic design shift. Aluminum is lighter and easier to work with when you're making subtle design tweaks, and Apple wants to reserve titanium for a new high-end experimental model, possibly the rumored iPhone 17 Air or some future Ultra edition that sits above the Pro line. In other words, aluminum isn't a cost-cutting move. It's about weight reduction, sustainability, and giving Apple the flexibility to redesign the antenna system in a way that titanium simply couldn't allow. Redesigned rectangular housing. 4 antennas, and that takes us directly to the second huge design leak. If you've seen the early CAD models floating around, you'll notice a rectangular frame section on the back of the iPhone 17 Pro. At first glance, it looks strange. Almost like Apple just slapped a block onto the chassis. But according to insiders, this design element is hiding something extremely important: a brand new antenna system. Think of it like what Apple did with the Apple Watch Ultra, where they embedded additional antennas into the case to improve GPS, accuracy, and wireless stability. The iPhone 17 Pro is expected to adopt a similar philosophy, and this new rectangular housing will free up internal space for bigger batteries, better cooling systems, and more advanced camera components. This is a classic Apple move, sacrificing a bit of aesthetic minimalism for the sake of groundbreaking engineering. The camera revolution. 48 megapixel telephoto with 8x optical zoom. And speaking of cameras, this is where things start to get seriously exciting. For years, Apple has been criticized for lagging behind Samsung and Google when it comes to zoom capabilities. The iPhone 16 Pro finally introduced a 5x telephoto lens, but only on the Pro Max model, leaving many fans frustrated. But the iPhone 17 Pro lineup will reportedly make a massive leap forward with a 48 megapixel telephoto camera that supports an insane 8x optical zoom. Let that sink in for a moment. 8 times optical zoom means real crystal clear zoom performance without the blurry mess of digital magnification. And when you combine that with Apple's computational photography, smart HDR, deep fusion, and AI-driven enhancements in iOS 19, we're looking at iPhones that can rival, or maybe even surpass, dedicated mirrorless cameras in many situations. On top of that, leaks suggest digital zoom may also increase, potentially going up to 40x or even 50x. This would finally put Apple in the same conversation as Samsung's Space Zoom without compromising image quality. New colors, a bold step with orange and deep blue. The fourth upgrade isn't just about performance, it's about style. For years, Apple's Pro models have stuck to relatively safe, professional colors: black, white, silver, graphite, and the occasional gold. But this year, Apple seems ready to shake things up in a big way. The iPhone 17 Pro will reportedly launch in two brand new finishes, a bold burnt orange and a sleek deep navy blue. This is a big departure from Apple's cautious color strategy. Orange is vibrant, adventurous, and risky, words not usually associated with Apple's Pro line. Paired with the deep blue, these colors could spark fresh excitement for customers who have grown tired of the same shades year after year. Of course, classics like black, white, and gray will still be available, but these new hues could easily become the most talked about part of the design at launch. Anti-reflective nano-texture display. Now, let's flip to the front for the fifth major change. One of the most common complaints about iPhones, even the Pro models, is screen visibility and harsh sunlight. Well, that might finally be solved this year. Reports suggest Apple is bringing its nano-texture glass technology, the same innovation we've seen on the iPad Pro and high-end MacBook Pro, to the iPhone 17 Pro display. This means the screen will be far less reflective under direct sunlight, making it easier than ever to use outdoors. Whether you're reading a message at the beach or snapping photos on a sunny hike, the display should remain sharp, visible, and glare-free. Combined with Apple's industry-leading OLED brightness and promotion refresh rate, this could be one of the best smartphone displays on the planet.